happiness comes from not getting what you want, but from wanting less.
Yeah.
So it's like the least you know, or needing less, I think is what the phrase is. The less that you need, and the understanding that you have that these material things are unimportant, and to try and not make it philosophical. And so like financially, when you do well and you make money and you have, again, I fought in UFC, been a celebrity, had people look up to me and all that sort of stuff, that fades away, you know? So if you become attached to that, and again, I was never the highest of the high, but I was still there. Yeah. So if you become attached, and you look at yourself like a god rather than look above yourself, and you become attached to that, and when that goes away, it's so painful. Of course, you lose that thing.
Because that's your sense of purpose. Like this is what I say. I say, okay, I stopped being a personal trainer. That was my thing. I loved doing that job, mate. When I stopped doing that, my confidence dropped a bit, because what am I gravitating towards now? But this is another segment of pain. I have to be positive through this transition, because this is growth for me. I can choose growth or remain the same. I choose growth all day long, God, please. Even when I'm lacking, I pray, pull me forward, because I've experienced that. Like I want to go forward. And my will and intention is to go forward. I have days where you question it, because I want this, but I feel I'm in a current position of test. You want to go forward, take the steps.
You want to experience everything. And this is what I was trying to say. Like, that's again, for you, changing from being a personal trainer, for me, leaving the UFC, it's like it completely re-rattles your brain and your life and your identity and everything that's to do it. So you have to go through that pain to grow and ultimately become better, if that's what you want and you stick at it. Some people fall off the wagon, but if you can stick at it, you become better. But it comes same with all we're talking about the monks and all this financial stuff and all this material stuff that everyone wants. Like I hang around with extremely successful people that have all of this stuff. And all they want is connection with themselves.
Of course. Peace is the new wealth, they say, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's true, because they transcend what the average person understands, because they have it all. So it's like it's easy to say money doesn't matter when you have loads of money, right? Yeah. It's easy to say that. But when you don't have any and you're trying to pay the rent, it's of course it matters, but it really, 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 really doesn't when you get to the point where you think all of this crap is just crap. I could buy another one tomorrow. You said Ferrari, I've got a Ferrari. Tomorrow I'll get. If you could buy any Ferrari every day, it's worthless. Yeah. So as soon as it becomes worthless, unless you're in touch with the creation and you believe in the thing, it doesn't mean anything. So what means something to someone that has everything is connectivity, family, and understanding themselves.
Yeah.
And God, if you wanted to become religious. It's like, but if you say that to somebody, I used to always have this, right? When I was fighting in the UFC, I come through a gym of guys, extremely talented fighters. The only reason I ever fought in the UFC was because I joined the right gym at the right time and I put the effort in and I did all the right things. And I, all of a sudden, found myself in the UFC, and all my training partners were not in the UFC. So I was the only guy. And being in the UFC was cool, but it was just like fighting anywhere else. Yeah. And I just was on TV and had all the material, external crap that doesn't really mean anything, but you think it means everything. And I would have like a boss, because Dana becomes your boss. So you're going to be, or it was that Joe Silver at the time would say, you're fighting this date, this person, whatever. You have no control or power over it. And I'm like, it kind of sucks that I have to do what I'm told. But I say because the whole reason I became a fighter was because I didn't want to do what I was told. I didn't want to have a boss. So it was like weird. And I would say to my training partners, like, oh, this sucks. Like, oh, I got to do this. Like, oh, this is high. They'd be like, bro, you're in the UFC. Like, you've got everything that I want. And I'm like, yeah, now I've got everything that you want. It's not that important.
You know why? The journey is so lovely, isn't it? When you're climbing that mountain, that's where the graft is. And this is why we have to appreciate the process, because that's where the gold is. Does that make sense? The process. When you're going through it, like when you're benching, you're feeling that pain and you think, whoa, this is lovely. Because once you've done it, it's done. It's done. You've accomplished it. You've done your max rep or whatever. You've been to the UFC. You're there. That's why if you look at all these people, like once they're there, they let go quickly. What's the guy who used to own Dre Beats with Thing?
I'm not going to know. I don't know a single person.
But this guy apparently sets up companies. When they're at peak, he just
on to the next.
On to the next.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we like men like us, we like the battle sometimes. We like to achieve. We like the sense of being so in it and striving every day to build it. Because when you're at the top, sometimes the top's a lonely place.
I think the way I put it, which is, again, just my experience of the world and talking about it, talking through it and what I've been through, I'm a huge like believer in goal setting and understanding your vision and where you want to go and everything else. I say, like, if you don't even know, you use the tugboat, right? It's funny because I use a boat as well, but it's not quite the same. I use a boat, just a normal boat, not a tugboat. But if you think of yourself as a boat, so you're in the sea, going down the sea, and you think about all the things that we're discussing today, like the distractions, the society, Instagram, the dopamine, they're all just waves that are like trying to drag you in different directions, right? So you're trying to stay pure to your mission, straight, and you want to go from A to B. Yeah. But if you don't even know where B is, how are you ever going to get there? Yeah. So if you don't understand where you're trying to get to, that's step one. Like, I'm the boat, where's the destination? Yeah. Okay, so first I've got to understand my vision as a man, understand where I want to go. Then you need to select a path on how to get there. That's the thing that most people miss. Yeah. Not everyone, but a lot of people think what they want. They know what they want. Okay, I want this house, or I want whatever your life purpose is. They want to do that. So they set the destination, but they don't set the course. They don't set, like, how am I going to get there? You know, if I want to sail around the world, I've got to make stops because I ain't got the fuel, if you want to put it that way. So I need to refuel. I need to make certain achievements. So most people will say, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to become a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. Cool, bro. How are you going to do it?